This is the serpent of temptation, yet from it cometh forth redemption. For the serpent is the first appearance of the Anointed One, and that which casteth Adam out from the Garden of Eden, even that shall bring him back once more to paradise. Thus in Teth is shown the secret, the going forth and the return. For Teth is the serpent coiled around the tower. This is the sign of the name of names which none may utter. Again, it is the symbol of the tree of divine perfection, encircled by the power of the letters wherewith is formed the whole creation. And because the tally referreth to counting, and so to all the works of number, by this letter do I show first, that all things are brought forth through number, and second, that all works of power, accomplished by the wise, have number for their foundation. For the circle of the tally is the coiled fiery power which cometh from the sun. And to rule this thou must learn to count. Count aright, and thou shalt have oil for thy lamps. For the oil for lighting containeth the secret of the letter Teth. This is the oil which riseth like a serpent, the oil which thy father Jacob poured upon the stone in the house of strength. Verily he who knoweth the secret of that stone knoweth also the secret of the serpent, and in him shall be fulfilled the saying, when Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. And he who knoweth this shall be a measure of mercy, and all his works shall be rooted in the strength of my law. First, comment on Teth. Teth pronounced Taith, transcribed as I. The number 9 meaning serpent, the intelligence of the secret of all spiritual activities. The ancient form of the letter Teth was a crude picture of a tally, in the form of a circle enclosing a cross. Mispower, MSPR number, Arafal, ORPL darkness, and Mizraim. Mitzrim, the name given to Egypt by the Jews, are equivalent equally to 380. The Uraeus, royal serpent, is the characteristic symbol of Egypt. Those versed in Egyptian wisdom will know how truly it may be said that the secret wisdom of the land is hidden in number. In Egypt, Pythagoras learned the great mathematical principles embodied in his system. The same truths are summed up in the Great Pyramid. Nachash, NCHSH, the name of the serpent of temptation. Comment on Nachash, NCHSH, the name of the serpent of temptation, is equivalent by number 358 to Messiah. MSHICH, the anointed one or redeemer. The serpent coiled around the tower refers to the ancient form of the letter Teth, a circle, suggesting the serpent holding its tail in its mouth, enclosing a cross, which was the ancient form of the letter Tav, or Tau. A circle enclosing a cross is a mathematical symbol of the name of names, IH. Nachash, NCHSH, the name of the serpent of temptation, is equivalent by number 358 to Messiah, MSHICH, the anointed one or redeemer. The serpent coiled around the tower refers to the ancient form of the letter Teth, a circle suggesting the serpent holding its tail in its mouth, enclosing a cross, which was the ancient form of the letter Tau, or Tau. A circle enclosing a cross is a mathematical symbol of the name of names, IHVH, because every circle corresponds numerically to the number 22 and every cross to the number 4. Thus, the circle enclosing the cross represents 22 plus 4, or 26, the value of IHVH, the unutterable name. The cross is the letter Tav, stands for the number assigned to Tav 400. This number represents the total manifestation of the 10 Sephiroth in the 4 Kabbalistic worlds, because each Sephira is regarded as being itself tenfold, so that the numerical Nachash and the cross, as the letter Tav stands for the number assigned to Tav 400. This number represents the total manifestation of the 10 Sephiroth in the 4 Kabbalistic worlds, because each Sephira is regarded as being itself tenfold, so that the numerical formula for complete manifestation is 10 by 10 by 4, or 400. Hence, the cross or Tav is a symbol of the tree of divine perfection. And in the ancient form of Teth, the circle surrounding the cross is a symbol of the power of the letters. Because the total number of Hebrew letters is 22, and 22 is the characteristic number of any circle. Arithmetic is the basis of all practical occultism. A knowledge of the esoteric properties and uses of number is indispensable to every seeker for liberation. Coiled, fiery power is the astral light, symbolized by a coiled serpent. It is also the kundalini of the yogis, and much concerning it will be found in the writings of Madame Blavatsky. Madame Blavatsky, who calls it Fohat, and says outright that the letter Teth is a symbol for Fohat. See also Arthur Avalon's Serpent Power, and Shakti and Shakta. The lamps are the interior stars or chakras. The oil is the nerve force, modification of Fohat, Kundalini. It is made to energize the lamps by means of exercises in which counting is essential, because they include rhythmic breathing and rhythmic intonation of divine names in Hebrew. Shemen, Lem, Wah, Sechem, and LMAVR. Oil for lighting is the number 667, and this is the number of Sod HaPeluth, SVD, HBO, VLTH, secret of all spiritual activities. The name of the path of wisdom corresponding to Teth. Meditation on Yod. I am the creative hand, which fashioneth the worlds and establisheth the spheres. Madame Blavatsky, who calls it Fohat, said. The meditation on Yod. I am the creative hand, which fashioneth the worlds, and establish the spheres, while yet the primal fire circleth untrammeled in the womb of space. That fashioning is not as the handiwork of man. It is my self-utterance through the voice of vision. By it I declare myself. Yea, I utter myself as the Father of all, and from my fatherhood is the brotherhood of all creatures. Therefore do the wise see in the letter Yod the fatherhood of Chokmah, the unbounded wisdom which establisheth all. That Father A.B. am I, the source of all, one in mine inmost being, two in my self-utterance, and three in my union with my divine manifestation, creating, preserving, transforming throughout endless ages. From my presence do all things derive their substance. From my power all movement beginneth, and my wisdom is the foundation of all knowing. Therefore is Yod the foundation of all the letters, and every letter exhibiteth Yod in its formation. By these 22 letters is the circle of creation described. I am the fluid darkness, which is the ink wherewith I inscribe myself upon the scroll of manifestation. Verily, this writing of the book of being telleth no new thing. They understand aright who say with Solomon, that beneath the sun is nothing new. Of whatsoever is, thou mayest say with truth it was. Hence is the vision of the prophet, which seemeth to pierce the veil between what is and what is yet to come. In truth, a recollection of that which seemeth to belong to the past. My hand holdeth the whole circle of being, and for me time is not. I am the link between Chesed and Tifereth, combining the waters of substance with the air of life. I measure and bound the Ruach, which hath its place in the path of mediating influence, because I am the intelligence of will which carrieth the water of mercy into the sphere of beauty. I am 10, yet from me proceedeth the 20, for I am 10 ineffable and 10 manifested in creation. Therefore is Yod both 10 and 20. And the 10 made manifest are also 7, and these are the Elohim. These 7 bring forth 10 again. For the heptad, which is below the supernal triad, completed itself in the kingdom of the bridge of the bride. Tenfold is my self-utterance, and therefore it is written of the lights of emanation 10 and not 11, 10 and not 9. Comment on Yod. Yod pronounced Yodi. Transcribed as I Y. I am the link between. Comment on Yod. Yod pronounced Yodi. Transcribed as I Y. The number 10, meaning creative hand, the intelligence of will. The letter name Yod means hand. The ancient pictographic form of this letter was a representation of the extended forefinger, a distinctly phallic emblem. The same idea of masculinity is applied to this letter in Kabbalistic literature. For example, as the first letter of the Tetragrammaton IHVH, Yod is called the paternal letter and is assigned to Chokmah, which is named Abi the father. This idea is elaborated in the meditation, paragraphs 1 to 3. Fluid darkness or ink is Deo, D-I-V in Hebrew. The letter of this word are the same as those of IVD Yod, and the number 20 is of course the same. The phrase it was is Hayya, H-I-H in Hebrew, having also the numeral value 20. Comment on Yod. The phrase it was is Hayya, H-I-H in Hebrew, having also the numeral value of 20. Vision of the prophet is Kauza, C-H-C-H, to have a vision of, and the active participle of this verb is used as the noun K-H-O-Z-E-H, C-H-C-H, prophet, seer, as in 2 Samuel 24:11 and 2 Chronicles 9:29. This section refers to the 20th path of wisdom. Joining Chesed and Tifereth, it is named intelligence of will. The 10 ineffable are the unmanifested Sephiroth, or the potentialities of the limitless light subsisting in eternity, which become the Sephiroth when a cycle of manifestation begins. Yod is both 10 and 20 because the numeral value of the single letter 1 is 10, and that of the letter name IVD is 20. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth subsist eternally. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth subsist eternally, but the manifested Sephiroth come and go as cycle succeeds cycle in the cosmic outbreathing and inbreathing. During the cycle of expression, therefore, when the Sephiroth are both unmanifest and manifest, they are represented by the number 20. All the forces represented by the 10 lights of emanation are included in the 7 spirits of God or Elohim. The number 7 includes the number 10, because the theosophic extension of 7 is 28, which digits to 10. The heptad below the supernal triad consists of the Sephiroth from Chesed to Malkuth inclusive, and this heptad begins and ends in 10. Because the extension of 4, the number of Chesed is 10, and the number of Malkuth is also 10. Malkuth is sometimes called Kala, KLH, the bride. Hence we read the heptad which is below the supernal triad completeth itself in the kingdom of the bride.